time for you to stop the pain, empower yourself, and lead your life purposefully again. Well, you're not the only one. Through my work with women who are coming through a transition in life, I know that you're not the only one. You're certainly not alone. There are so many women all the way around the world that are feeling a pain in their heart. It's what I call a golden thread. It's piercing the hearts of women all the way around the world. And I know that pain because I have been there and I wanted to do something about it. My name is Alexandra Gold and I am the author of the #1 bestseller, A Woman on Purpose, and also the poet who creates the A Woman on Purpose power poems. So I know that through my work with women, just like you, that it is possible to come through and go and move on and to create the life that you love. I'm not going to say that it's easy, but it is possible. And I'd like to welcome you to this free training video to help you start that journey. And if I can give you one short way of helping you, I will be so honoured. So I'd like to welcome you. I'd like to thank you for trusting me on this journey and for taking the time out of your busy schedule, because I know we all have them. So during this 3 training videos, I want to just hit upon the 3 main areas that I've found that we all need. And that is healing. We need to heal our pain. And we also need to heal the pain that's in the world. And if you're anything like me, you want to be able to fix everything, but you have no idea where to start. The second thing I want to focus on is empowerment. And I know some people don't like that word, but it is about stepping back into your own power, taking control of your life, taking responsibility and feeling that power within you. So I don't like to mix my words, so empowerment it will be. And the third one is to lead. Now, I don't mean that you have to go off and lead the world, but I do believe that if we all stand in our own power, that this is a true possibility. But what I mean by leadership is leading the way in your own life. Being confident enough to do what pleasures you, to do what fills you up in a way that you love, not that I love, in a way that you desire. So for this first video, I want to give you one of my best secrets for healing. Now, just before I go on, I'd like to tell you a little bit about me, if you're not aware of who I am and my background. About 12, 13 years ago, I was diagnosed with a brain tumour, and my boy was only 18 months old. This was traumatic for me, as you can well imagine, and it changed my life. So the day that I found out, I remember my son walking into the hospital ward and running into my arms. I could hear his running along the corridor. And I opened my arms and I held him so tight, and I just knew that this might be the last time I ever held him. And later, after he left, I went over and I sat on the radiator of the ward. It was mustard yellow, it smelt of antiseptic, and I could hear the buzzing of the nurse's ward. And I looked up at the stars and I made a promise that day. I made a promise to God, to the universe, to anybody who would listen, but mainly to myself. I made a promise that if I got through this, I would do everything in my power to make the world a better place. As you can see, I'm here with you today, and so I am through it. But it wasn't an easy journey. I was left with a disability that was osteomyelitis, which is an infection of the bone. So I was left with my bone being eaten away by disease for 7 or 8 years. And then when they tried to reconstruct it, I got even more infection. And I nearly lost my life on a number of occasions. So I've been to the brink. I've been to the brink. And I know how important it is to live for today. But that wasn't easy either. And whilst I had the release of a physical ailment and that euphoria that goes with it, I did notice that other people around me were still hanging on to that pain. And I wanted to fix that too. So when I went to a business manager with my plan to save the world, as you do, she said to me, "Great plan, Alex, but nobody knows who you are." Now, over that 10 years, I'd shrunk even more and more and more. And I never, ever thought that I would be able, or let alone even want, to be who I am vibrantly again, who I am passionately again, and who I am in front of you and all the other people. She said to me, "Alex, people need to learn how you are so patient, so positive, so passionate, and so peaceful." So she told me to go away and write a book. And that's what I did. And the result is A Woman on Purpose. But during that time, I started writing poetry again. And I didn't even realise that I was doing it. I'd set up a Facebook page and I'd started to write little bits, and I wasn't able to fill up everybody's timeline. So I'd really crunch these little bits of writing in. And as I got braver, as I got more response, as I knew that I was helping others, I too got the healing. I too got release. I too found my own power, even more so. So just letting you know that it is possible if you are ready to take a step for yourself. The beauty and the magic of life does come to you, but you have to take that step in trust. And I know it's not easy, especially if we've got trauma, especially if we've got bad memories, especially if we've got guilt, shame, embarrassment, fear, and I have them all. And the thing is, I still have all of those. I've just dealt with them, and I've learned ways, and I have little processes that I use to help others actually achieve what they want. And the more you're able to deal with these issues as they come up, you give yourself more permission to take that next step forward. And you forgive yourself because you know that you're giving back. And that is the most healing and beautiful thing about becoming a woman on purpose. When you're able to give back, you see that the cycle of life, you feel a part of it, you feel in sync with the world. So my first little piece of a process is to help you deal with those bad memories, those traumatic events. I'm not saying that this takes the place of a counsellor or therapy or your own doctor, but this is the way I have had to deal with it. And I've had to deal with counsellors, therapists, and my own doctors on many occasions. The first thing is called the sacred vault. My sacred vault. Now, you know when you're handed down a piece of jewellery that you know is valuable, but you don't really like it. You can't see yourself ever wearing it, but you know it's worth. You will go and put it into a bank vault or put it away somewhere safely. You know its value. You know that it means something. You know that it served its purpose in generations before you, but it's not serving you now. Well, I have a sacred vault inside me, and every time a bad memory comes up, every time a piece of trauma comes up, I put it in that sacred vault. And I'm not saying that they don't come up. Of course, the sacred vault is a bit leaky sometimes, but I have to keep filling it with all of those unuseful, unserving parts of me that don't help me on a day-to-day basis. So that's just one thing. That's one thing that's really helped me to heal. In the next video, I will help you with empowerment. And I love this because we're so filled with negativity that surrounds us. I've learned a way to fill myself up so that I overflow. Overflow with goodness, overflow with what I desire, and keep moving forward into that leadership, leading my own life in the direction that I want it to go. And I want to share that with you. So if you have any comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear them. If you have any questions as well, I'm here to answer them. I thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and I look forward to sharing my next insight in the next video.